Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into a real head-scratcher?
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the mystery of Flight 19.
Yeah.
A story that's basically become like the Bermuda Triangle story.
Right. It's like,
A one.
it's December 5th, 1945.
Right.
Picture this.
Right.
A perfect Florida afternoon,
Sunny.
sunny skies,
Yeah.
calm seas. 5 Navy Avenger torpedo bombers take off on a routine training mission.
Routine.
They're designated as Flight 19,
Okay.
and, well, they're never seen again.
Just gone.
Yeah.
Vanished.
Poof.
Yeah. And what always gets me is that it wasn't just one plane,
Yeah.
It was a whole squadron.
5 of them.
5. Plus a rescue plane that disappeared while they were out looking for them.
It's like they flew into thin air.
It really is.
And we've got some great material to work with today.
Yeah.
We've got an article and a video description that lay out all the details.
Your details and all the different theories.
Yeah, the theories that people have come up with over the years trying to explain this. It's wild.
What always gets me is that these weren't rookie pilots.
Right.
These guys were experienced.
The mission was simple,
Yeah, totally.
and yet something went very wrong.
Terribly wrong.
So walk us through it. Okay, what was Flight 19 supposed to be doing out there?
All right, so picture this. They take off from Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station.
Okay.
They head east
East?
for a bombing practice run
Okay.
over this place called Hens and Chickens Shoals.
Hens and Chickens Shoals.
Yeah, it's a real place.
Right.
And then north, and then finally back to base.
Okay, so east, north, and back.
Yeah.
It sounds simple enough.
Right, like flying in a...
Ironically, almost like they're flying in a triangle.
A little foreshadowing there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's where things take a turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. This routine flight,
Mm-hmm.
it goes off course.
It veers way off course.
Literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively, yeah.
Okay, so where's the turning point? About 2 hours into the mission, the lead pilot, Lieutenant Charles Taylor,
Okay.
starts sending out these radio transmissions,
Oh, boy.
and they paint a very different picture.
Oh.
First, he reports his compasses are malfunctioning.
Compass is malfunctioning. That's
Oh.
not good.
No, it's not good at all.
Huh.
Then he says, and I quote, "We can't find Westpan. Everything is wrong. We can't be sure of any direction."
Wow. That is chilling.
You're right.
They sound completely disoriented.
Totally lost.
Lost in a way that's hard to comprehend, especially for experienced pilots.
Especially in those conditions, yeah.
So what happens next?
Well, about an hour later, things get weirder.
Weirder. Okay.
Taylor sends another message saying, "We are entering white water. Nothing seems right. We don't know where we are."
White water.
White water.
That's strange.
And that's the last anybody ever hears from Flight 19.
That's the last anyone hears.
Yeah.
Gone. So white water.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like typical ocean conditions to me.
Oh, it doesn't?
It sounds kind of supernatural.
Almost eerie, right?
Yeah.
Like something's not right.
But before we jump into theories, let's talk about what happens next.
Okay.
You mentioned a rescue plane
Yeah.
disappears as well.
Vanishes.
Okay.
So as soon as it was clear that Flight 19 was in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
they send out a PBM Mariner flying boat,
A PBM Mariner.
big seaplane, essentially,
Okay.
to search for them.
Makes sense.
It had a crew of 13 men on board.
13?
13.
Wow.
And it vanishes too.
No trace.
No trace.
So we've got 2 planes, one right after the other,
Back to back,
disappearing in the same area.
same area.
I mean, it's no wonder
Yeah.
that the Bermuda Triangle
Uh-huh.
became such a legend after this.
It's like the ultimate Bermuda Triangle story.
Yeah.
This incident really cemented the reputation
Yeah. Cement it.
for the Bermuda
Or
Triangle.
unexplained disappearances.
Right. You got this mix of real tragedy
Mhm.
with the completely unknown.
Yeah.
And that just gets people going.
Gets the speculation going.
For sure.
So let's get into some of those theories.
Okay, let's dive in.
What are some of the leading explanations that people have come up with over the years?
Well, you got to start with the official Navy investigation.
Okay.
What they concluded after extensive searches and finding nothing
Nothing.
was navigation error leading to fuel exhaustion.
Okay, so they think Lieutenant Taylor
Uh-huh.
got lost.
Got lost. Flew too far out.
And the planes just ran out of fuel.
Ran out of gas, crashed into the ocean.
Okay, but wouldn't 5 experienced pilots,
Right.
all in communication with each other,
You'd think.
have realized they were dangerously off course?
Yeah. You think somebody would have noticed?
Yeah,
Like at least one of them?
you'd think.
Yeah.
That's one of the big criticisms of that theory.
That's the problem with that, Phil.
It seems unlikely.
Yeah, highly unlikely.
that a group of trained aviators
Especially with their experience level.
would make such a basic error.
Right.
And that's where alternative theories start to come in. Some more plausible than others, of course.
Of course.
Okay, so give me some of those alternatives.
Okay. You want the good stuff.
Yeah, give me the good stuff.
The stuff that might actually hold water.
Yeah, pun intended.
Well, one of the most common ones has to do with magnetic anomalies.
Okay, magnetic anomalies.
Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle has this reputation for messing with compasses.
Right, right.
So could there be something funky about the magnetic field in that region?
That could throw off their navigation,
Exactly.
especially back then.
Especially back then, yeah.
When they relied so much on compasses.
Yeah.
Is there any science to back that up?
Well, it's true that the Earth's magnetic field is not perfectly uniform.
Right.
There are places where it's a bit off.
Okay.
But whether the Bermuda Triangle is any worse than other parts of the ocean,
Yeah.
well, that's debatable.
Debate.
That hasn't been definitively proven.
So it's possible, but not a slam dunk.
Right.
Okay, what about other environmental factors?
Oh, yeah.
Like the weather?
Could the weather have played a role?
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
sudden storms.
Rogue waves.
Rogue waves.
Yeah, they're not uncommon out there.
In that part of the Atlantic,
In the Atlantic?
even experienced pilots
Yeah, even the best.
can be caught off guard by crazy weather.
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine a microburst.
Yeah.
A sudden, powerful downdraft.
That could just slam a plane into the sea.
That's a terrifying thought.
It's scary stuff.
But if that happened,
Yeah.
wouldn't there be some kind of wreckage?
Well, you'd think so, right?
You'd think.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
No debris from Flight 19.
And no debris from the Mariner.
None from the Mariners either.
That's one of the biggest puzzles.
It's a huge mystery.
It feeds all the speculation about what might be lurking beneath the surface.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so we've got magnetic anomalies.
Uh-huh.
We've got the unpredictable moods of the sea.
Yep.
What else is on the table here?
All right.
What about these more out there theories?
Oh, you want to get into the weird stuff? Yeah. Give me the weird stuff.
The stuff that always pops up when we talk about the Bermuda Triangle. Okay, so before we go full sci-fi,
Okay.
there's one more theory that's based on science.
What?
It's just not talked about as much.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's about these things called methane hydrates.
Methane hydrates.
Yeah, basically these ice-like formations.
Ice-like.
They form on the ocean floor,
Okay.
and they're full of trapped methane gas.
Trapped methane gas.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still not seeing how that brings down a plane.
So imagine this. A large deposit of methane hydrates
Okay.
suddenly releases.
All right.
It creates this massive bubble in the water.
A bubble of methane gas.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that bubble, it's way less dense than the surrounding seawater.
So any ship or plane caught in it would just
They lose buoyancy.
and sink.
Drop it.
Like they would just drop out of the sky.
Pretty much.
I can see why that theory is appealing.
Especially with no wreckage.
Yeah, it almost sounds too good to be true.
Right. Is there any evidence of these methane releases in the Bermuda Triangle?
There is some research
Okay.
that suggests it's possible.
Okay.
And there have been documented cases
Okay.
of these methane plumes in other parts of the ocean,
Mm.
causing ships to sink.
So it's not totally out there?
No,
But proving it happened to Flight 19.
that's another story.
Okay, so we've got some grounded theories,
Yeah.
some more grounded than others.
For sure.
But you mentioned these imaginative explanations
Yeah.
for the Bermuda Triangle.
You want to go there?
Yeah, I want to go there. Give me the good stuff.
All right, so these are the ones that grab the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of alien abduction, for example.
Alien abduction.
It always seems to come up.
Well, especially with Lieutenant Taylor's transmission
Yeah.
about whitewater,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing seems right.
Right. Like,
I can see how that would fuel some speculation about maybe encountering something otherworldly.
for sure.
But is there anything beyond just conjecture to support that?
Not really.
No.
It's mostly just based on those messages.
Yeah.
Interpreting them as evidence of something extraterrestrial.
Right.
But, you know,
Yeah.
there's no concrete evidence of aliens.
Right.
Just like there's no evidence to disprove it either.
It's that classic absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence dilemma.
Exactly.
Yeah, classic.
And then, of course, you have the theory of a time vortex
A time vortex,
or a portal.
like a rift in space-time.
Yeah, somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle,
Uh-huh.
there's this crack,
Uh-huh.
and ships and planes that enter it
Yeah.
get transported to other dimensions.
Or other time periods.
Time travel.
Okay, that sounds like a sci-fi movie.
It does, right?
But I gotta admit, it's fun to think about.
Oh, for sure.
Is there any actual scientific basis for these portals or time warps?
Not that we know of.
Okay.
It's more of a what if,
Right.
a thought experiment,
Yeah.
trying to explain
Yeah.
the unexplainable,
Yeah.
the idea of bending space and time.
It's cool.
It is cool.
But it's not something we've observed or can really explain with our current understanding of physics.
Right.
Okay, so we've got this whole range of theories, from the
Mm.
practical to the totally paranormal.
A little bit of everything.
But after decades of research and
Did
speculation,
decades of it.
is there one that really stands out
It's hard to say.
as the most likely explanation for what happened to Flight 19?
Honestly,
Yeah.
there isn't. Despite all the theories,
Yeah.
all the investigations,
Yeah.
Flight 19 is still a cold case.
Wow.
There's no smoking gun
No definitive proof.
for any one explanation.
And that's what keeps this story alive.
That's part of the allure.
It's this mystery that challenges our understanding.
It makes us question what we think we know.
It's like a giant puzzle
Yeah.
with some pieces missing.
Some key pieces missing.
We can see the outline.
Uh-huh.
We can guess at the picture.
But we may never know the full picture.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Just when you think you're getting close,
Yeah.
something new comes along.
Oh, come on. Don't leave us hanging.
Throws everything into question again.
What kind of new development?
So in 1991,
Okay.
a shipwreck was found off the coast of Florida,
A shipwreck.
and it looked like an Avenger.
Like one of the Avengers from Flight 19.
Yeah, it seemed like a big break.
Wow.
But ultimately,
Right.
they couldn't conclusively link it to Flight 19.
So close.
So close.
And the mystery continues.
The mystery lives on.
The Bermuda Triangle.
You gotta love it.
Always keeping us on our toes.
Always.
Always reminding us that sometimes the most compelling stories are the ones without a neat little ending.
Sometimes the best stories don't have all the answers.
So if we can't definitively say
Yeah.
what happened to Flight 19, what's the takeaway for you?
Ooh, good question.
What should people keep in mind?
I think the most important thing
Yeah.
is to approach these mysteries with a healthy dose of skepticism,
Okay.
but also with an open mind.
So balanced.
Balanced, yeah. It's easy to get caught up in the sensationalism,
Right.
the allure of the unknown, but you got to remember,
Yeah.
extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Don't just accept what you hear.
Nope.
Do your research.
Dig deeper.
Ask questions.
Always be questioning.
And sometimes
Yeah.
the most valuable thing we can take away from a mystery like this
It's true.
isn't a definitive answer,
Right.
but a sense of wonder,
Yeah. A little bit of awe.
an appreciation for the fact that there's still so much
Oh, yeah.
that we don't know
So much we don't know.
about our world.
It's exciting.
Well said. The
Aw.
Bermuda Triangle,
Yeah.
it's a reminder
It
that
is.
there are still corners of our planet
Mhm.
and maybe even our universe
Oh,
that
big-
hold secrets.
Waiting to be uncovered.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I think we've got some more questions
Let's do it.
to explore. We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but this conversation is far from over.
Far from it.
We've talked about the facts,
The
theories, the evidence
Wow.
or lack thereof.
Right.
But there's another element to this story
Was there?
that we need to consider,
Okay, I'm listening.
the human element.
Ah, the human element.
These weren't just blips on a radar screen. These
They're
were
not.
14 men
Who vanished?
vanished,
Each with their own story.
their own families,
With their own dreams.
hopes and dreams.
And their loss.
Yeah.
Their absence.
It adds another layer to this mystery.
It really does.
It makes it real,
Yeah.
you know?
So before we wrap up part 1 of this deep dive,
Okay.
let's take a moment
Yeah.
to acknowledge those men,
Absolutely.
their family,
Their families.
and the enduring mystery that continues to fascinate us.
All these years later,
All these years later.
it's important to remember them,
Absolutely.
their story.
It reminds us
Yeah.
that beyond the theories,
The speculation.
that beyond all that.
There are real lives
Yeah.
touched by these events.
Absolutely.
And those lives deserve to be remembered
Honored
and understood.
as best we can.
Well said.
Thanks.
And on that note, we'll be back with part 2 of our deep dive into the mystery of Flight 19 and the Bermuda Triangle. Stay tuned, because we've got more to uncover, more to explore, and more to share with you.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
You know, as we dig deeper into this, I'm struck by how Flight 19's disappearance, it's not just about a lost squadron or, mysterious triangle in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's a story that gets at some really fundamental questions.
Like what?
Questions about our place in the universe.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. We've talked about all the theories and the evidence and the lack of answers.
Right.
Maybe it goes beyond that.
I think so.
Maybe this fascination with the Bermuda
Oh,
Triangle.
it's enduring fascination.
Yeah, it's about something deeper.
Way
Yeah.
deeper.
Something that resonates with us on like a psychological level.
Exactly. Think about it. We're in the 21st century, right?
Right.
We've got all this technology,
Yeah.
all this scientific advancement,
Yeah, we can do amazing things.
and yet we're still hooked on this mystery.
Yeah.
That seems to defy explanation.
It's like a reminder
doesn't.
that for all our progress,
Mm-hmm.
there are still forces out there.
Powerful forces.
Yeah, that we don't fully understand.
We can't control them.
Mysteries that challenge our sense of order.
Our sense of control.
Yeah,
It's a little unsettling,
it is unsettling.
but maybe that's part of the appeal.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Bermuda Triangle with all its unknowns, it's like a frontier.
A final frontier.
Yeah, a realm where the boundaries of what we know.
They get blurry.
Yeah, I like that. A frontier of the mind.
Ooh, I like that.
And it invites us to explore,
To push the limits.
to ask questions.
Always be questioning
Yeah, to challenge our assumptions.
about everything.
And, you know, for people who are drawn to the unexplained,
Oh, yeah.
the paranormal.
The weird stuff.
Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle is like fertile ground.
It's a breeding ground for speculation.
Yeah. It's a blank canvas
It's a blank canvas.
that we can project all our hopes and fears onto.
Our deepest desires.
Our longing for something beyond the ordinary.
Something more.
Yeah.
Something bigger.
It's almost like a Rorschach test for the imagination.
Oh, that's a good one.
Everyone sees something different in it.
Right.
Depending on their own beliefs.
Their own biases.
Yeah, their own way of seeing the world.
Exactly. And that's what's so fascinating.
Yeah.
From a cultural perspective.
Yeah.
It's a story that's been told.
On for generations.
Yeah, and every time it's told, it adds new layers of meaning,
New interpretation.
new theories.
It's a living story.
So even if we never solve the mystery
Yeah.
of Flight 19,
Uh-huh.
the story itself,
It lives on.
it evolves.
It takes on a life of its own. It's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful stories
The stories that stick with us.
are the ones that leave room for interpretation,
Room for imagination.
for the possibility of something more.
Then meets the eye.
I keep thinking about those 14 men,
Yeah.
the crew of Flight 19 and the rescue plane.
They flew into the unknown.
And their story has become like a modern myth,
A legend.
a parable about the power of mystery.
It's a story that's going to be told for years to come.
It is. And it's important to remember
Yeah.
that their story isn't just about the unknown.
No.
It's about courage,
Bravery.
beauty,
Selflessness.
the risks people take to help others.
Like the rescue plane crew.
Yeah.
They knew the danger.
They knew it was a long shot,
And they still flew into that storm.
hoping to bring their comrades home.
Yeah. It's powerful.
It is. It's a reminder that even in the face of the unknown,
Even when it seems hopeless.
there's still room for hope,
For heroism.
for compassion.
It's inspiring.
So what do we do with all of this?
Where do we go from here?
We got the facts, the theories,
The human element.
the enduring mystery.
What can we as curious individuals take away from this?
I think the most important thing
Yeah.
is to embrace the unknown,
Embrace the mystery.
to accept that there are things
Yeah.
that we just don't understand.
Things that may always be beyond our grasp.
It's humbling.
It is.
Yeah.
It's humbling to realize that for all our advancement,
With our progress.
we're still a small species
Tiny.
on a small planet.
In a vast universe.
It really puts things in perspective.
It does, and I think that's good.
Yeah.
Keeps us grounded.
Keeps us curious.
Keeps us looking for answers.
So instead of being frustrated
Yeah.
by the lack of a definitive solution,
To the Flight 19 mystery,
we can choose to be inspired by it.
inspired by the mystery,
We can let it fuel our curiosity,
or desire to learn.
our appreciation for the complexity of the world.
It's all connected.
And maybe,
See, maybe. You never know. In the process of exploring these questions, we'll stumble upon something amazing.
something groundbreaking
Something that sheds new light,
on the Bermuda Triangle.
but also on our understanding of the universe.
It's all part of the same puzzle.
That's the beauty of the unknown.
It really is.
It holds infinite possibility.
Endless possibility.
And who knows?
Maybe one day
Maybe one day
we'll figure it out.
we'll unlock the secrets of the Bermuda Triangle.
But until then,
Yeah.
the mystery endures.
It's a call to explore,
To imagine,
to dream.
it's all out there.
I like that.
It's an adventure.
It's a challenge to keep our minds open,
Never stop questioning,
to never stop searching for answers.
even when they seem impossible to find.
You know, As we've been talking,
Yeah.
it's occurred to me that the Bermuda Triangle,
hmm
it's not really about a place on a map.
No.
It's more of a metaphor,
A symbol.
a symbol of the unknown that exists within us and all around us.
I think you're right. It's about those questions that we can't answer.
Yeah, the ones that keep us up at night.
The mysteries that challenge our understanding of everything.
And it's about our need to make sense of it all,
To find order in the chaos.
to connect the dots,
And tell a story.
create a narrative that helps us navigate the unknown.
We're all storytellers.
It's like we're all searching for our own Bermuda Triangle.
Our own personal mysteries.
Those areas in our lives where logic and reason,
They break down.
where intuition and imagination take over.
It's where the magic happens.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Thanks.
We all have our own internal compasses.
Our own ways of navigating life.
And sometimes those compasses
Big point is
toward the unknown,
toward the mysteries.
the mysteries that call to us,
that beckon us to explore.
the question.
To dream.
And maybe,
Yeah.
just maybe,
It's possible.
in those moments of exploration,
Uh-huh.
we find a little bit more of ourselves,
We discover something new.
a little bit more of the world around us.
It's a journey.
It
The Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
With all its mystery.
All its enigma.
It reminds us that the world,
Yeah.
it's still full of wonder,
Full of secrets.
waiting to be uncovered.
It's a call to embrace the mystery.
To keep an open mind.
To never lose that sense of awe.
Never lose the wonder.
Well said.
Thanks.
And on that note, I think we've reached a good stopping point.
A natural break.
For this part of our deep dive,
All right.
we've explored the facts,
The theories,
the human element,
the mystery.
but there's one more aspect of the Bermuda Triangle I
Right.
think is worth talking about.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's something that goes beyond the science
Beyond the speculation.
and
Oh,
speaks to a more fundamental
yeah,
human experience.
I'm listening.
The power of storytelling.
Storytelling.
The way we use stories to make sense of the world,
To connect with each other.
to find meaning in the chaos.
It's how we make sense of things.
The Bermuda Triangle, it's more than just a collection of unexplained events.
It's a narrative.
A story that has captured our imaginations.
For decades.
And I think that story speaks to something deep within us.
Something primal.
Something that goes beyond lost ships.
And vanishing planes.
So in part 3,
Okay.
we're going to explore that power of storytelling.
I'm excited for this.
How it shapes our perceptions of the Bermuda Triangle.
How we make sense of it.
And how it influences our understanding of the unknown.
It's all connected.
Stay tuned.
Don't go anywhere.
We're about to delve into
Heart of the matter.
what makes the Bermuda Triangle such a captivating and enduring tale.
It's going to be good.
We're back, and after talking about compasses and methane, even time portals, it's kind of striking how much the Bermuda Triangle isn't just about what happened, but about how we talk about it.
It's the stories we tell, right?
Yeah, like we humans, we love a good narrative.
We crave explanations,
We want patterns.
even when we're dealing with something totally bizarre.
Yeah, and the Bermuda Triangle, it's like a magnet for a good story.
It practically writes itself.
It does, and it's become so much more than just a historical event.
Oh, yeah.
Flight 19, those missing ships, they're part of pop culture.
It's like a modern myth.
It is. You say Bermuda Triangle, and what comes to mind?
Ghost ships.
Planes swallowed by fog.
Whispers of Atlantis.
Yeah, it's all so dramatic.
It's got all the elements of a great story.
And these stories, they don't just stay the same. They evolve,
They get exaggerated.
embellished. What might start as a simple news report about a lost boat?
Years later, it's got giant krakens attacking.
Why do we do that? Why do we add to something that's already strange?
Well, part of it is entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
A boring old storm sinking a ship.
Yeah,
Not very exciting. But a magnetic vortex zapping it to another dimension.
that's a blockbuster.
Now you're talking.
But it's more than just wanting a good movie, right?
I think so.
It's like these stories, they tap into something deeper.
A primal fear.
Fear of the unknown?
Maybe even a desire for something more than just our everyday world.
Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle represents this liminal space.
The edge of the map.
Yeah, where things get a little fuzzy,
And that uncertainty. It's unsettling.
but it's also exciting.
It gives us that little thrill of the unknown.
It's in the safety of our own homes.
Exactly.
So it's like a safe way to think about the idea that maybe, just maybe, there are things out there we can't control.
That we don't understand.
Do you think that's why the most outlandish theories are the ones that take off?
I think there's something to that.
Because they're the furthest from reality.
They offer the biggest escape.
But the other side of that is that all this storytelling, It can distort the truth.
It can muddy the waters.
A story gets told and retold, details get lost, biases creep in, and suddenly it's not about facts anymore, it's about the narrative.
The narrative takes over.
And with the Bermuda Triangle, that narrative, it often overshadows the real human cost.
It does.
It's easy to get caught up in the mystery.
And forget about the
people who were lost.
the families they left behind.
Real people with real lives.
We can't forget that.
So if we know that these stories shape how we see things, how can we be more critical?
How can we listen to these mysteries with a more discerning ear?
It all starts with asking questions.
Asking the right questions.
Who's telling the story?
What's their angle?
What evidence do they have?
What are they basing their claims on?
We can compare different versions of the story.
Look for facts that line up.
Be wary of anything that feels too sensationalized.
Be your own fact checker.
It's like being a detective,
You got to sift through the clues,
knowing that some of them might be red herrings.
leading you down the wrong path.
And that's a skill that's helpful for more than just mysteries. It's helpful for navigating all the information out there in the world.
It's crucial.
Which brings us back to Flight 19.
Full circle.
We may never know for sure what happened,
The truth might be lost to history.
but we can appreciate how much the story has resonated,
How it's made us think.
made us question,
Made us wonder.
and maybe even confront our own fears and fascinations.
It's a powerful story.
I think that's a key takeaway for our listeners.
Yeah.
The Bermuda Triangle, it's a reminder that the unknown is out there,
And not just in the world.
but inside us too.
It's an invitation to keep exploring,
To keep questioning,
but to do it thoughtfully,
critically.
with a sense of wonder.
Beautifully said. And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We've navigated the facts, the theories, the human element, and the power of storytelling.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. We hope it's been insightful.
Thought-provoking.
Maybe even a little unsettling.
Because isn't that what a good mystery is all about?
To leave us with more questions than answers.
To spark our curiosity.
A sense of awe.
And a desire to keep exploring.
So until next time, keep your minds open.
And never stop questioning.
The world is full of mysteries.
And sometimes the best ones are the ones that stay unsolved.